Hi everybody, thanks for stopping by. I'd like to talk today about the Flat Earth Map comedy. Now, the comedy comes from, that the map is so stupid. And, like any good comedy, there's an element of tragedy. So, the tragedy is that anybody would believe it. It's, I can't make sense out of that. I want to take a look at what happens on the equinox. Now, on the equinox, everywhere on Earth gets 12 hours a day and 12 hours a night. So if you're going to look at a map of the Earth showing the sunlight and the darkness, it should be equal amount of area in both places. Now, looking at this flat Earth map, it shows the sun on the equator, and that's where it should be. Now, we know that the area of a circle equals pi times the radius squared. And the diameter of this sunlight area in this drawing is equal to the radius of the total Earth. So you do a little calculations here, and you find that 1/4 of the Earth's area is lit in this model. Now, you could picture the sun going around the Earth and the lit area moving around, but what I can't picture is any way to get 12 hours of daytime anywhere on the Earth in this thing. It's always going to be less. It's just not mathematically possible. Another thing is that every latitude gets a different amount of day and night. There's going to be very little in Antarctica. And as you move up north, you're going to get more and more. If you were within, maybe a mile of the North Pole, it'd be pretty close to 50-50 light and dark, but probably not exactly. And I don't think it's going to be 50-50 anywhere. So this model, it really doesn't work. It doesn't model what's observed all over the world, which, to repeat what that is, on September 22, when the sun rises, it sets 12 hours later, everywhere. And this map, it's really useless. All it shows is how little thought went into it and how foolish you'd have to be to accept it. This map it's nonsense. I want to take a look at a different flat Earth map. This one's has got some cities on it, that's nice. And it shows New York City, which, I live pretty near there. So I started off by drawing a line from the North Pole through New York City down to the equator. And I'm going to use that as my north-south line. And as it turns out, in Colombia, the capital Bogota is right on the same longitude as New York City. So to make an east-west line, I'm going to draw a line perpendicular to the north-south line, tangent to the equator. Now, what I want to do here is find out where's the sun going to be at sunrise and sunset, as viewed from Bogota on September 22. That's the day of the equinox. Copying the east-west line and moving it to where the North Pole is, this will bisect the equator. And so now we can find out where the sun is going to rise and set. So it turns out, with this flat Earth map, the sun is going to rise at 45 degrees to the right of due north, and it's going to set 45 degrees to the west of due north. Imagine like you're on a coffee plantation on the equator near Bogota. It's September 22nd, and you want to take some pictures of the sunrise and the sunset. So you get up early and you find the North Star. It's not easy to do because you're on the equator and that puts the North Star right on the horizon. But, you're lucky, you find the thing. And so you get all set up. You set up your camera on a tripod, you point it northeast, and you sit back. You're in Colombia, they got great coffee, so you make yourself a cup of coffee and you hang out. Anyway, for the sun to come up and, uh-oh, we got a problem. The sun's not in the northeast. it's due east. You can hang around and wait till sunset. Maybe it's going to be in the northwest. No, it's in the west, due west. Well, if you're on the equator, it doesn't matter if you're in South America or Africa, Asia, everywhere it's the same. The sun rises due east, goes directly overhead, and sets due west. That's the way it works. So this map it's pretty worthless. I mean, it can't even predict where the sun's going to be. That's pretty bad. Now, it's got other problems too. I looked up when the sun is going to rise in Bogota and New York, and it rises about 5:45 in the morning. Bogota and New York, it's like within 2 minutes of each other, the sun's supposed to rise. If the sun is like a spotlight, like they say it is, the sunlight isn't even going to reach New York, never mind Bogota. And the sun is going to have to move through the sky. It's going to take 2 hours before the sun light is going to reach Bogota, according to this idea of the sun as being like a spotlight. It's completely nonsensical. Now, a somewhat more accurate way to do this would be to have a different shaped spotlight. Now, I looked to see what cities might be 180 degrees from Bogota, and it turns out Hanoi, it's almost exactly 180 degrees. So it's on the other side of the earth. And if you look up when the sun sets in Hanoi, it sets about 10 minutes later than the sun rises in Bogota and New York City. So you could extend this north-south line all the way to the far equator and use this as a line to divide day and night. If you do this, then the side that's on the east side, that's going to be in daylight, and the west side is going to be night. This way of doing things is not without its own problems, because you're going to need some kind of specially shaped spotlight that's going to do this, because you're going to have Canada in the nighttime, while the tip of South America is daytime, which is much further than Canada. So it's, hey, I don't have to explain it, because I'm not defending this flat earth model, but this is a problem for these guys. Now, for me, it would be much simpler if you just had the sun like 93 million miles away from the Earth, and the Earth was a spherical globe and just rotating. You'd automatically get half the Earth lit and half the Earth dark. Every spot on Earth would get an equal amount of day and night. It would solve all the problems. But in a way, I guess it might create a problem for these flat earthers who are absolutely married to this idea. They just won't let it go. Anyway, that's about all I got to say about this. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope you liked it. It was kind of fun to make. And I'll talk to you later.